Hi there, my name is Kronenberg and welcome to my channel. This is a film review of Planes, Trains and Automobiles. It's a comedy, it came out in 1987, it's rated 15, it's an hour and 33 minutes. Amazon is rated 4.7 out of 5 and IMDb is 7.6 out of 10. So I'm going to read both the synopses because they're kind of different. So Amazon is, Neil just wants to fly home to Chicago for Thanksgiving with his family, but all he gets is misery. Misery named Del Griffith, a loudmouth salesman who leads Neil on a wild goose chase. And IMDb one is a Chicago advertising man must struggle to travel home from New York for Thanksgiving with the lovable oaf of a shower curtain ring salesman as his only companion. So the director is John Hughes, who directed Uncle Buck. Producers, well, there's 4 of them, but with the word producer in is John Hughes again with Home Alone. Music was Ira Newborn, who did music for Ace Ventura. The cast, now I've only picked these 2 because everyone else kind of has little bit scenes that nobody's really in it for longer than about 5 minutes. So, you know. So Steve Martin is Neil Page, and he's been in many things, but The Jerk. And John Candy, who was Del Griffith, was in Uncle Buck. Locations, well, I've scribbled some of them down, but not all of them, because they just go on and on. So we have Batavia in New York for the throughway scenes, wherever the hell that is. El Rancho Motel in Illinois for the exterior. The Sun Motel in Illinois, formerly the Braidwood Inn. Illinois, 230 Oxford Road, Kenilworth, Illinois in USA for Neil's home. Lambert International Airport for Missouri, Madison, Ohio for the taxi, and then we have Woodstock and Wilmington, Illinois, and LaSalle Van Buren CTA station for the subway scene. And believe it or not, it was actually filmed in 3 months according to IMDb, which is pretty damn impressive, if I must say so myself. Anyway, it's one of my most favourite films, so I watched the DVD. You can get it on Amazon Prime for free to watch, so you can watch it there, but I got it for on my DVD, so there we go. So Steve Martin at the beginning is basically like so many of us, we're at work and stuff, and you just need to be somewhere and you're stuck at work, like, come on, I've got to go. And then we see Kevin Bacon. Yes, he does have a little cameo in there. He's running for a taxi, so that's quite funny watching him on that bit. And then we meet John Candy. I'm not giving everything away because you need to watch the film, because there's so much in the film. It's a fantastic film. So Steve's on the plane arguing about the fact that he's booked first class, but the stewardess says, I don't care, you have to sit in coach. And he's having this like argument back and forth. Says, so first you bump me to coach, I can't wait to see what happens next. And then he sits next to Del. It's just like, oh god. And there's a bit where he's reading on the plane, and there's this other guy next to him, this old guy, don't know who he is, sort of snoozing away, laying on his shoulder, and then has his coughing fit halfway through the night, and he's just, and Steve Sauce is like, what the hell? That I was laughing away. I laugh at most of this thing, to be brutally honest. So there's a shower scene. We've all been there, you know, when water comes out too hot, and you're like, ow, ow, ow. But then he has bad luck with, let's just call it a small towel. And then he has this quote after this night's sleep. Right, so here, obviously, again, I've not explained it, but so Del and well, Candy and Steve are sort of sleeping away, and he says, Del, why did you kiss my ear? He says, why are you holding my hand? He says, well, where's your other hand? He went, between 2 pillows. Those aren't pillows! And then it'll be jump screaming. And I thought that was fun, because it was just the way they were just so calm and collected. And they're just like, oh, God, where's your other hand? Just like, make of it what you will. The music throughout the film is fantastic. I love it. I love the music. So they just had to walk over a mile over a muddy field to get to a bus station. Del says to Neil, you're probably in a lousy mood. he says, "Oh, to say the least." He says, "Oh, have you ever travelled by bus before?" So he shakes his head and he says, "Your mood's probably not going to improve much." Now, I don't know what the buses are like in America, but for travelling long distances, I'm going to guess pretty crappy. But I've travelled from the south of England to Scotland once. It was a grim trip. They hardly stopped at all. It was a very pokey bus, and I can't remember. I think there was a toilet on board. It was pretty grim travelling for nearly 12 or 15 hours straight. I think it felt like, because we kept on going all over the place instead of just going the damn straight route. Anyway, there you go. So I've reached the part where Neil snaps after not getting a rental car. I watched it actually years ago on TV, and they censored all the swear words. So he basically had this flawless bit where he just says, "You've left me in the middle of nowhere without a car," and he just talks like that, and I didn't think much of it. Then I bought the DVD, and all I heard was F F F F F F. I thought, he's swearing through it all, is he? Right, that makes sense. Because he's so annoyed, and he just goes, "You just left me in the middle of nowhere." And I thought, I think I'll be saying a bit more than that. The bit where he's punched the ground and Dell runs over, or nearly runs him over, and he says the taxi rank owner to help him up, and Neil's like, "No!" And the way he got picked up was not a way to be picked up. I think most men will cringe on that one. And then we get to my all-time favourite quote that I use in so many ways in many, many days. I've used it on, well, any time I can just sort of say it when I'm at work or anything like that. Just go with the flow, like a twig on the shoulders of a mighty stream. I use that so much. I know it off by heart, obviously. I just love it. Just love that quote. And the whole car ride's great, especially when Neil was asleep and wakes up and then he starts realising what's going on. And the song is Ray Charles with Mess Around, because he says, "That was Ray Charles with Mess Around." I'm actually going to look for that CD. I haven't looked for it yet, but I'll have a look for it. It's really upbeat. Now, the ending actually always gets me. I've seen it so many times, it doesn't matter, but it always gets me in the way that it's kind of sad and yet happy at the same time. The very bit, I'm not explaining what it is. But I love the film. It's funny, it's a good story. Great acting. The dog's scratching behind me, so I apologise if you can hear any weird noises. Great story, acting. Many people can resonate with so many of the scenes, especially when you've absolutely just lost the will and you just go up to a desk or whatever and you just rant at the person in front just thinks, "I ain't listening to this rubbish." Believe it or not, I'm giving it a 9. It would be a 10, but I hardly ever give anybody a 10. In fact, there's probably a couple of films I've got upstairs that would be a 10, but yeah, this is a 9. I absolutely love it. It's fantastic. So it was a recommended one for me to do for the Christmas period. It's not a Christmas film, obviously it's Thanksgiving, but it's got snow. Why not? So yeah, I'm gonna. That's why it's released now. And obviously, if you're watching after, you probably think, "What the hell is he on about?" Well, that's because it's obviously after. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed watching and listening to this film review of Planes, Trains and Automobiles. Please subscribe to my channel. I've got plenty of other film reviews. So you might find something else you like, or you maybe can suggest something. I can say yay or nay, so it's up to me if I want to or not. Okay, well, thank you and goodbye.